Yes, what's up people? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a good day. Today I'm going through some tips for MyFitnessPal, which is an app that you can use to track your food and drink intake and to check your calories and your macronutrients, being protein, carbs and fat. Let's roll the intro. Stick around for some great tips. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Remember to drop the video a like, and I'll get into the tips now. So I've got the app here, just going to go through some examples. So when you load up the app, the home screen is not that useful actually. You've essentially got a load of adverts down the screen. You want to come to the menu on the left hand side here, and you've got diary, which is where you'll put your food intake into. So you can see here you've got breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, exercise. I wouldn't recommend putting in your exercise because when you go onto an online calculator and search for your total daily energy expenditure, TDEE, and you use those calculators online to work out your calorie requirements, they will already factor in activity levels into that calorie requirement. So you don't want to go adding exercise in MyFitnessPal on top of that, because that will just lead you to overconsume calories, because the number that you're aiming for already takes account for activity. So that's a quick tip there. And then you've got, once you've finished inputting for the day, you've got the nutrition screen here, which gives you a total calories, carbs, fat, protein for the day. And you can see nutrients as well, which shows you fiber, sugars, things like that. I wouldn't worry yourself too much about the smaller details on these, but just make sure you're tracking overall carb intake rather than like worrying specifically about sugars and things like that. But you've got all the details here as well, and then you've got calorie breakdown by meal as well, so breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, etc. So once you have gone online onto Google and you've worked out your calorie requirements by searching for TDEE calculator, depending on your goals, let's say your goal is fat loss and you're aiming for a 500 calorie deficit, you'll have a calorie goal that you are then inputting your food into and aiming for at the end of each day. It's really useful to track your food intake in MyFitnessPal, because if you don't have any prior background in doing this, you may not have a good understanding of macronutrients, being fat, carbs and protein, and you'll get a good understanding of the different types of macronutrients for each food. And once you've been tracking for a few weeks over time and you've developed that understanding of different food types, you'll then have more intuitive decision making going forward. When you're eating out, things like that, you'll understand what is most likely to be in different types of foods, and you can make more informed decisions going forward. So I would recommend that you start by tracking your food intake initially for the first few weeks of starting out any sort of fat loss phase, or if it's the first time you're doing it. So now I'm going to show you how to go about inputting items, and you've got a few different methods for this. So first of all, the easiest way is going to be using a barcode scanner. So let's say that for dinner I am going to, well actually not dinner, let's say for breakfast I'm going to have some of these delicious Cocoa Snaps, right, Tesco version of Cocoa Pops, and there's a barcode on the back. So I can just go to the barcode scanner at the top right, scan the barcode, and then let's say I'm having 100 grams of that, it's a big portion, then you would just hit tick in the top right, and then you'd input that item. Obviously you then add the milk. So I would recommend that you weigh that out by putting the bowl on the scale, clicking the button to change the milliliters, and then just pouring the milk in, and then you can check the weight of that. So a quick tip on putting foods in: if you've got things like rice where the food will weigh more when it's cooked, you want to make sure that you're tracking consistently over time using either the dry weight, or the cooked weight. Same with things like chicken, and making sure that you're just doing that consistently over time. So for example, let's say that I've got this risotto rice, and we've got 75 gram portion dry is going to weigh roughly 195 grams when cooked. So if I use the barcode scanner on the rice, usually it's going to come up with the dry weight. So you can see here on the app, it's popped up with 100 grams. And then if I match that versus the packet, I can see that a 100 gram dry portion is 349 calories, which ties to the app, so that I know that it's defaulting there to the dry weight. So let's say I was having a 100 gram dry weight portion, then I would click the tick in the top right. If I was only going to have a portion of 75 grams dry weight, I can put 0.75 in here, hit the tick in the top right, and then that's inputted that on the app. So it's just making sure that you're consistent in the way that you do it over time, and that you're not jumping between dry weight and cooked weight, and you're just doing it consistently over time. It doesn't matter which way you do it, but you just need to be consistent over time. So the last point is just about keeping yourself accountable when you're out and about. So for example, if you are out socializing and you're gonna have a drink, try and keep yourself accountable by putting the drinks in MyFitnessPal and accounting for that within your calorie budget. And you can just do this using the search function. You can also do this to estimate foods when you're eating out as well. So let's say that I have a pint of Amstel, then there's a search function here. So you just click add food and then search, and then let's say I'm having a pint of Amstel, and I'm just going to search Amstel pint, 176 calories, tick in the top right, and then I'll put that in as an estimate. As I say, it doesn't have to be exact science. Similarly, let's say I was going out for dinner. This is how you can delete from the diary. So let's say I was going out for dinner and I was going to Nando's. I could just search for the food. So let's say Nando's half chicken, medium, and then it's got you can check these calories as well versus the websites, and if they don't have the nutritional information on the websites, you can just estimate. So it's not the end of the world. Then you click the tick in the top right, and you've added that food. So it's important to keep yourself accountable even if you are eating out, and just estimating and overestimating is always the best approach. It's best to factor in those calories in for your week, especially if you're trying to lose fat. And it's best to overestimate these calories where necessary. So that is how you add different types of food in MyFitnessPal, either using the barcode scanner, search function to estimate foods when you're eating out, and then weighing foods when you're cooking and adding items that way, and just making sure that you're consistent in the approach that you take in terms of dry or cooked weight. So here are some useful tips as well. So for example, let's say I had put in dinner and it was chicken breasts, and God, this looks like a boring dinner. And then let's say some broccoli and asparagus. Let's say some couscous, Mediterranean-inspired couscous. Let's go for that. So let's say I had these items here. If you hit the edit function, the edit symbol at the top, which is the pencil, or pen. So if you click that, then you can see that you can select items here, or select all of them. You can delete. You can save them as a meal in the top right as well, so that's going to be really handy. So saving items down together as a meal means that you can then come back to the search function and then see the tab that says My Meals. All your saved meals will appear in here. And so if you have regular consistent breakfast or snacks, you can just literally search in My Meals what you've saved it down as. So if I save that down as chicken, veg and couscous, you can hit the 3 dots here on dinner, 3 dots, save as meal, and then I could just call that chicken, couscous, veg, and then I would just hit the save button in the top right, and then you've got all those details saved, and you can just easily put those in for future days. So that's a really handy way of speeding things up. So you've got the barcode scanner saving things as meals, and then you can also move items by just holding down the button on the individual item, hit move to, and then you can move it to a different meal in the day if you want to move it to breakfast, dinner or snacks if you input it incorrectly. So there are some quick and easy MyFitnessPal tips to get up and running, and how you can make it a quicker process for yourself. Utilize the barcode scanner and search items when you're out and about and you haven't got access to the nutrition information or time to weigh anything, and just making sure that you can do it in the easiest, most time efficient way for yourself by saving down meals as well. It's going to be really beneficial for you going forward. So I hope you found that video useful, and reminder, if you are new, to drop the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a great rest of your day. See you in a bit. Bye.